Hey, look at all our friends on there. All right.
Yeah.
Are we live yet?
All right.
Are we live yet?
Okay. Tell us when.
All right.
Cool. Hey guys, welcome to Q&A Thursday. It's Thursday, Dane. It's 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on the... Oh, okay, no, it's 3:13. Sorry, guys, we're a little late. I was driving rapidly to get here because I had to take Augie to the doctor.
Yeah.
And when I got here, I thought, man, I'm going to be coming in hot, and you were hanging out.
Yeah.
So we had a little Wi-Fi issue. We hope it is fixed, and we are going to be able to move on from there.
I feel like I'm hearing voices, and I don't know where that's.
I don't know where they're coming
Anthony
in.
listening to it over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Anthony's
okay.
watching it on his phone.
Wow,
so
maybe
that's
you shouldn't
why.
be doing that.
All right, so it's Q&A Thursday.
Yes.
It's where we get down. Maybe you got some Q's, we got some A's for you.
Yeah.
So
That's the idea,
It's
anyway.
a good time.
What else
Dane,
do we have on the
I
table?
stopped
Ooh.
off at Chip Cookies
What
on
is
my way
that
back.
one?
That is the cookie of the month. We've been sharing it. It is a peppermint Oreo. It's delicious. So
So there's a comment saying that the audio is absolute garbage,
Great.
but it's live.
well, it's live. So, we're going to try and make this work as best we can. We apologize, everybody. The normal unit that we use to broadcast this is on the fritz, so we're using a different way. So, bear with us. So, let's get started in here. Dan Pfeiffer, happy Thursday, and a big word up from icy Minneapolis.
Hello, hello.
Looking forward to my Black Friday order that should be here today. Nice. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate that. Rectangle, what would be good pricing for a gloss coat job? And how do you clean a speedometer without causing swirls?
Probably talking about that plastic that likes to scratch.
I don't think you can. I don't think you're ever going to be able to clean it
As soon
without
as you
scratch.
put any
Pressure
gotta-
on there, it's,
Yeah. It's one of those, like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if you think about it microscopically,
yeah.
you got a piece of plastic. You got dust.
Well,
Maybe you sneezed on it.
and if you don't accidentally scratch it within the first while of doing that, it's going to cloud up over the years anyway.
Exactly. Because of any friction period.
That plastic just
Well,
doesn't.
and you don't want to spray it with a liquid because you don't want to
Get it behind there.
get it behind there.
especially if it's kind of liquid that likes to eat plastic. So
Exactly. So, and there are some like products that can do that.
things that
And-
you think would be safe but actually aren't.
Yeah.
As I learned back in my Home Depot days, we used air fresheners to peel stickers off of beams because
very nice.
citrus air freshener was quite good at it.
Excellent.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
really, no way that works best. I always like to just make sure my cloth is damp as best I can. So, yeah. Aaron's so-called life kicking in here, saying something mean, I guess. Message retracted. Jeez, Aaron, you know better than that, bud. Delphine Bez, hey, guys, would you apply bead maker under a hot sun? Anthony?
Ideally, no.
Hey, guys, I am absolutely here. I just want to point that out.
What
I
are
am-
you doing?
I am taking care of some extremely important business-related stuff on Facebook right now.
But
It's-
he'll be
it's-
chiming
you know
in.
the
Yeah.
vibes.
I'll be chiming
Say it,
in, but
Dave.
your question was
Hot sun, applying bead maker.
hot bead maker talk. I like that. So hot sun and bead maker, typically I spray more onto the towel and less onto the panel, just because if a panel's hot, I want to really avoid that. So basically, I'll do a slight spritz on a panel, take my towel that's slightly damp with bead maker, and then work it in. But I do work fast, so I don't take my time on that. I do work fast, wipe it on, flip the towel, and buff it off.
Same goes for a high humidity environment.
Yep. And then Delphine back at it. Loves Optimum MDR, but do Iron X and Ferrex erase water spots? No, they do not. Those are iron removers. And yes, some of it may cause it to dissolve some minerals, but not calcium deposits
Yeah,
or
the
things like
calcium's
that.
a different kind of thing versus iron. So
Yeah. So Future Prison, hello, hello, hello.
hello,
Hans.
hello,
And then Hans here. Wello, brothers and sisters.
hello.
And then Rectangle, can you foam WoWo's Fallout Remover? Yes, you can. And it is awesome. Yeah. So, Luke Berge, woo woo, it's another Thursday Q&A.
I let
You
him know ahead of time. Yeah.
He's all, you can only foam if you put O and R in with it. That's great, Luke. Yeah.
Fluky.
Luke
Oh,
I
boy.
did see his comment when I was at the doctor's office with Augie and waiting that he said he was going to be able to make it today. So I was very
Nice.
excited about that.
That is good.
Riley says, a happy Thursday, everyone. Oh, Luke did say you can only foam it if you put O&R in with it. So very nice, Luke.
He just had to, didn't he?
TJ Sands, will polishing pads go pad or lose performance? Oh, go bad.
Go bad.
Or
I
lose
was like,
performance if they
pads go
sit in a
bad.
bucket of water too long, like 1.5 weeks. Depends on the water, depends on how saturated it gets, and it depends on the glue that is between the backing, like Velcro, and the foam. So I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen or go bad, but, I mean, it is going to shorten the lifespan a little bit. Think about that, maybe? Yeah, so. Kyle says, hi, all.
Hi, all.
Dane, you want to handle this Luke question?
Luke, I'm working on my air compressor solution package. Just picked up a 15-gallon air tank that goes on a Volvo Semi to mount on my frame for only $25.
Nice.
That is awesome.
That's a great deal.
You just have a Volvo Semi laying around that you can do
I mean,
that
you
with?
probably found it on Craigslist
Oh,
or
okay.
you
Okay.
know, the Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
So yeah. Riley S says I need to foam O&R for traffic film. What size batteries do I need for my IK Foam Pro 12? That is great
He's
work,
just trying
Riley.
to throw
Great
all
work.
the trigger
Goose.
words out there.
Just there's some good dad jokes.
Yeah.
We call it.
Good one.
Luke, it's 5:04, not live yet. Dane must be racing in his Jag to go buy more Excel. You're right. He was. That was my first question. Are we out of Excel?
Hit the accelerator.
Yep, he did.
Wow.
You were accelerating into the future.
Ooh, well,
Another great
I ended
one.
up here. I don't know how far I got.
So Luke says, smooth, Riley. And Yoshi, will there be a gauntlet blanket asking for a friend?
Oh God.
Methinks no.
No. Sorry, Yoshi.
That would be one expensive blanket.
We got Bait Addict in the house saying, "Hi, Baiters Anonymous. Welcome.
Oh dear.
This is a safe place for all baiters. Messaging you guys from the land of Quebec on my birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Wow.
Bait Addict. All right.
Happy birthday.
How old is he even?
No
Do-
idea
do-
because he never wants
no,
to reveal
I don't know.
his identity.
Some
to
people
us.
say that baiters don't age. Or maybe it ages you faster, or
Maybe,
causes you to go
maybe.
blind. But let's see. Hope you guys
Hi.
have had a great Thanksgiving. You know, hey, hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well. We know that you guys don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, but I hope it was a beautiful Thursday.
They have
regardless.
Canadians have a Thanksgiving. It's just a
Maple
month
Tree Day.
before ours.
It is a
Maple Tree Day.
no, it is
it's
a
not a real-
syrup day
Nope, that's not.
where they
Syrup day.
eat
They
syrup
have Canadian
They eat
Thanksgiving.
and they
syrup
cover each other in
and
syrup and they roll
bacon.
themselves
Nope,
in feathers.
that's
Just
not
tell
what it is.
Anthony
That
his
is not what it
stereotypes
is.
are out of date and he's got to work on them. He'll come back.
Okay, Mounties.
Okay, maybe Mounties.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Something moose.
All right, so we
Okay.
got Future Prison says, I agree. Luke, Dane needs to stop jagging off.
Boom.
God.
Luke Berge, for those who are wondering, the 80/20 Adams microfiber blanket isn't nearly as soft or as comfortable as the 70/30 Eagle blanket from TRC. Luke ended up getting a hold of one. He sent me a picture of it,
Yeah.
showed me that he got it because a friend of his was fiending for it.
See,
So, you know,
Eagle blankets are
Yeah.
next to impossible to get.
Right.
So
our man on the streets, Luke Berge, taking one for the team,
Yeah.
purchasing an Eagle Adams 80/20
I think he said
blanket.
his friend got it, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So we appreciate it, Luke, figuring out the hard stuff. So appreciate
Doing
it.
God's work.
Doing God's work.
Okay,
Rectangle.
Can't compare
Must
that
have
to
forgotten
that.
that it's Thursday. Yeah, no, we were just running behind. Hans, Luke, nothing can beat the softness of TRC. That's right, Hans, you know it.
we're so soft.
And then, oh gosh, Luke, I'm not going to say that, any of
no.
that.
Dude. Dude.
Yoshi
Oh
says,
my God! I just read that full hashtag.
Yeah, so it rhymes, at least. Yoshi, I do have a serious question this week. Will using optimum tar on tires cause brand new tires to brown? I used it, followed by straight power clean 3 times, but no browning while cleaning after applying TPC. Yeah, you technically can use tar on tires. I don't recommend it.
No,
like to
power clean is what you should be.
I would just use it on a rag and like wipe the tire to get some of that off. That's really the easiest way to do
Sure.
it. So, Riley S., thanks for the Q&As. You have me wanting to take things to the next level. This weekend, I'm getting detail training from Jen at Carsmatology.
Nice.
Looking forward to improving technique and efficiency. Awesome, man.
Nice.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Have fun with her.
Good.
She's a great girl.
Tell her hi for us.
Yoshi, tires are brown under the coating. Yoshi, to remove the coating, I would probably use the tar remover. So, especially if you're getting under the coating. Hans, Dane is stuck in the mailroom. Mail fell over, and fire and rescue are digging him out.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Digging him out, apparently.
Digging.
Luke Berkey say they truly must have ran out of Excel. Yes, Yoshi says, oh no. The Dane Show chiming in.
Oh, my goodness.
Saying, actually,
Fan
our
of the
Wi-Fi
program.
is garbage right now, and we're trying to get better signal before we start. Crying emoji.
That's me
Yeah,
from the past.
I literally ran downstairs and told all the employees if they are logged into the Wi-Fi to get off of it so we can broadcast and bring this show to you guys because we know how much you love it.
We have so many technologically advanced things, and yet, because of the way Wi-Fi, internet companies are set up, we're stuck with garbage internet here.
Well,
at
we
the
live in
building.
Idaho.
So, no, but there's good internet here to be had in Idaho, just not at our particular building. So,
So we got Yoshi saying he
Let's
lives.
get on that.
Riley S. saying, thanks, Dane, for the heads up. We got Rex Panhandle says, someone must be on the phone using all the interwebs. LOL.
Agreed.
Dane Show says, we don't want a repeat event of a couple months ago where every other word was cut off. And I agree with you, Dane.
Yep.
Luke Berge saying, Hans, I thought I heard that he was trying to figure out.
Yeah, Luke.
I think we've
beaten that
point.
too much now. Okay. No. Right. Dane's beating that too much. Okay, moving on here. I got Hans close and say, hang up, people. Ask your question here. Levi, take it away.
Hang up, people. Ask your questions here. Oh, Martin Carlson, hi, Rags. Do you guys have any experience with Max Protect ceramic coating? If so, what are your thoughts?
I don't.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
No.
There's
No,
so
don't
many
know anything.
brands out there now, it's hard to keep track.
All day Anthony bumping up in here. Is there no show today?
I'm
Wow.
glad we got started.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
want
I'm
to
glad we
disrupt him.
proved that guy wrong.
Yeah. Bob Peters, put another quarter in. Exactly, Bob. I had a handful of coins. I was running down to the laundromat, mostly so I could get some change because I was worried. I thought, just like you, we needed to put more quarters in.
Well, yeah, this
I thought we
room's
hadn't
not going to
paid for it.
vibrate itself.
Yeah. So, Future
This
Prison
is
says, all right,
Debatable.
who cut the string between the tin cans?
Oh, boy.
Then
It's
Luke,
too funny.
everyone off the Wi-Fi. And then Luke, Dane, please stop using the Wi-Fi. All day, Anthony, we want the Q&A. And Dane, you can have all the equipment in the world, and if your building is in the right spot, you still have garbage internet. Just like what Dane actually just said.
Yes. So I think
moments
we've
ago.
established
He
our
just
point,
repeated his
and we
comment.
can get to the real
Impressive.
comments and
Really
questions now.
Yoshi can substitute CCR for spray can 2K clear on headlight restoration. No.
I don't think so. No.
different
You-
things.
You can't substitute it because it's not the same. It is clear. It's designed to bond with other clear, not with plexiglass or polycarbonate. So not really the same.
What if he has glass headlights?
Then it'd be fine. Hans closing alive and kicking. Yoshi said something mean and offensive. Hans says, is there pie? No, Hans. These are chip cookies.
Yesterday was National Cookie Day.
So look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
4 of
steal
them in
that
the box.
corner there.
That was my corner, Dane.
I'm sorry.
They are delicious. Enough that we
It's
can
fine, I'll
split
just
them all up. We can eat quarters at a
Eat
time.
the
It's
whole
great.
other one.
Have a good time now.
Yeah. Okay, Kirby Thompson. Yeah,
Yep.
Q&A Thursday. Cookies, yum. Society 1. We are out of WoWo's Fallout Cleaner. Works great. Come on, December 9th. That's
That's
right,
what
dude.
I'm saying.
Everybody, we noticed we got into Detailing World. A lot of folks overseas jonesing for some WoWos. So very excited about that. Andrew Bates, audio is perfectly fine for me. That is
Nice.
awesome.
Glad to hear it.
And TJ says whatever he did, audio is better. Nice. Rectangle says the All Day Anthony guy is probably using all the GBS to upload his Evo vlog. Probably, yeah.
Yoshi says, I have a confession to make. I was the one who made the IROC Z Lady comments back in one of the October podcasts.
That was a good stuff.
How do you feel now?
Honestly, like some of the IROC Z Lady comments were some of our favorite comments. Like,
Some of our
are probably our
Bettis
favorite. Like
Grace hits.
the fact that you actually created that account
And created a character.
Like, Yoshi, we love you, but we almost want the IROC Z lady back.
Yeah.
You know,
That was great.
More the
And,
merrier.
and
Well,
for
a fun
Dane to
fact,
find out
we
about
were-
his child.
Well, we did talk about. So we were talking. So coming up, we do have a trip. So end of January, we are going to Mobile Tech, and we'll be in Orlando.
Yeah.
Then we come home, and we have about 3 or 4 days, and we have the G-Technic Serum Summit. And we were trying to figure out who was going to go and how we were going to do this and how we were going to deal with being home for about 2 or 3 days and then flying back
Yeah.
out to the East Coast. And Dane brought up the point of, hey, if I need to drive, you just leave me in Orlando and let me drive to Atlanta.
Dane
I'll
volunteered
have a
himself
great
to
old
drive.
time.
Allow me to clarify the reasoning for why any driving would be recommended.
He wanted
in the
to see the
first place.
IROC
Because
Z
you
lady.
wanted to meet your future wife.
Not that.
Well, Dane.
They said there was a bunch of gear that needed to be moved
Southern
from one
rest
location to
stops
the
are
other,
different.
and the shipping was questionable from one place to another. But because they're both on the East Coast and
Dane,
because
we
it
know
would be a
why you
relatively
really
easy
wanted to be
drive,
here. You know,
I took a
you don't-
van. I just
You don't
take
have
it
to
one
answer.
place to the
Dane,
other.
we all know
There we
where
go.
your heart lies.
I
Totally
can't
understandable.
Win. I can't win here.
Eco Green wants to know if you should put mustard on his hot dog. Of course,
Yes.
always. That's how you eat a hot
yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
And relish.
Well, Anthony likes his with
not relish,
with ketchup.
A
though.
little bit of ketchup.
It's a
on
bit
mine.
far, Dane.
Here we go. So
Relish
Andy's Auto Care Plus says, I have done the bead maker in the sun. Just don't let it dry. Move quickly. I agree.
There you go.
Adam Thurman says, looking good in that starboard, homie.
You know it.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
So Levi
hey,
Levi's
guys.
actually wearing the starboard Dixon flannel
Look at that. Very nice.
with
It's the ride company collaboration.
the blue button snaps in a slight tint of red in between the actual pattern, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Fun fact: our new guy Nick, our new technical director, said when he heard the name of this, he goes, "Shouldn't it be more red?" And I was like, "Good catch! It does have some red in it. Very subtle, very subtle." And the tag on the back is red. So.
And then we got Grind Detailing says, best product and pad combo to polish a painted aluminum boat.
Like a jet boat. Because if you're painting the powder coated part of the jet boat, it's just powder coat, so it's usually just a single stage. So
Or like a bass boat.
yeah, but
not
if you're
like a
if
gel
you're doing
coat, right?
yeah, if you're not doing that doesn't sound like gel coat. If that's aluminum, then I'm gonna say it's usually a powder coat. So it's usually single stage. So realistically, an orange pad and some last cut of work, wool and last cut. The new Rupes wool is really nice. The low lint wool from Lake Country is really nice. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Bait Addict, we do have Thanksgiving. We just can't wait as long as you. Though Syrup Day works, especially here in Montreal at the moment. By the way, literally every car is filthy here. Jeez.
You guys have probably had a little more weather going on than we have.
Yeah.
So.
Bait Addict says he turned 27 today.
Ooh.
Such a young pup.
Wow.
Getting close to 30.
Wow. Yeah.
Hopefully being a chairman of the Baiters Anonymous helps with the whole aging thing. Hope
Ah,
so.
well.
I'm going to be turning 40 here in about 2 months. So
Yeah.
So far, 30's been pretty much what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
How about you, Anthony? You're getting there. You're
I'm
almost
leaving
there.
I'm leaving my 30s.
I am 29 for just a little while
Yeah, not much longer.
And I'm just enjoying every last bit of it.
Morgan's still got plenty of
What do
it
you got?
left.
About a
do.
week left
A couple
of
weeks.
your 20s?
Yeah, but a week and a half.
It's gonna be fun
That's
for you. That'll be great.
sad.
That'll be great. Yeah.
Oh.
29 forever.
Must be nice. You know.
It is. Okay, so Mikey D says my eagle blanket is on eBay right now.
What?
Go, Mikey.
So I
Need to
actually already
confirm.
pulled it up.
No,
So
you
I
did?
actually already pulled it up. So the buy it now price is $400.
Nice.
Good.
Holy
Lord.
crap.
The starting
Good work.
bid is $199.95 with free
What?
shipping.
Wow.
That's it though.
That's
But
a
it's
really
new
good
in
price.
bag. It's new in bag.
Whoa! In
So
the bag,
he
never
didn't even
touched,
open it.
used. Wow, impressive.
So he bought it as a speculator.
Yeah.
Holy
Interesting.
Impressive. So, if you guys want to get your hands on an Eagle blanket, there is one on eBay at this
Notorious
moment.
$72.97.
Notorious
Dude.
72.97. Mikey D
I got to be honest.
has an
it's-
Eagle blanket up for sale.
Holy
It's easier
crap.
to get an air-cooled Porsche 911 than it is to get one of these.
Boom.
No,
Nice. Good
and
work.
the thing is, though, is dude, I mean, he's got all the signatures on there by the TRC crew.
Oh,
Nice.
he was
Including-
speculating. This guy thought
Yeah.
ahead.
And autographed.
Autographed. He has an autographed Eagle blanket. Holy crap.
Nice.
I wonder how much that's actually going to...
Well, put it on your watch list, and we'll keep an eye on it. So, good
And
work,
now
Mikey
you're going
D.
to find out what your signature is worth.
Yeah, Jeff C.
Holy
I'm getting excited to give the new Wowo's lineup a try, trying to decide between using Contact 121 and crystal sealant.
Well,
What Wowo's product would you use as a drying aid after an O&R wash? So, Jeff, great question. Try to decide between using Contact 121 and Crystal Sealant. I will tell you, if you use Crystal Sealant, you will get a stronger, greater bond in protection, and it will last longer. Now, on top of Crystal Sealant, you could put Contact 121 on top of the Crystal Sealant. That would give you your water shedding capability that you want, because the water shedding capability of Contact 121 is greater than Crystal Sealant. However, the durability is stronger with Crystal Sealant. So you want to have the Contact 121 on top of the Crystal Sealant. That'll look great. And then if you're doing O&R washes on top of all of that, you don't really need anything at that point. But what I would recommend is, if you're not going to do Contact 121 on top of Crystal, that you would use the Quick Detailer as your topper.
fair points.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because you're going to get protection and water repellency and all that good stuff out of the Quick Detailer as well. So,
That quick detailer is so stupid good.
yeah.
So here we go. So we got Riley S. says, happy birthday, Bait Addict. We got smart weapons for Silent Wars.
I think that means he's a big tutor. Farts a lot.
What?
Silent but deadlies.
I don't.
I think that's what that smart weapons for Silent Wars, right?
No, I think he is a drone pilot.
Oh, much different.
Yeah.
Much different. I just thought,
Little
But he's
different.
you know, I just
trapped
thought
in like
maybe,
the
you know,
90s
it's a,
because he's ending everything that should have an S with a Z.
oh,
So thoughts
Maybe
on...
Well, it's like,
Okay, let's just answer his question. Thoughts on using ozone machines? Are they safe? A lot of manufacturers seem to lack the safety part on their products.
they're safe. The old conversations people had, most of them all have timers on them. So you set the timer and then they just shut off. And they all have fuses in them, so they can, you know, if they pop or they've been too long,
It'll stop
stop it. And they're the plates are washable.
Just don't be in the car.
I was
while
gonna
Yeah,
the
you
ozone
just don't
machine
want to
is
ride
on.
around in it or hang out in there. So I'm confused what you mean. Like the old, so
So throw it out there. What's the worst that could happen in an old school scenario where people weren't paying attention?
the old days, basically you're creating a lightning storm inside the car.
Okay.
And what it would do is it draws all the oxygen out of the area and replaces it with ozone. Ozone, if ran too long, so let's say you run it for like 24 hours straight,
Just a whole day.
and I'm talking 24 hours or more, what happens is you start leaching oxygen out of your plastics, out of your leather, out of the material itself, which causes the material to dry out even more.
Yeah.
So when you do that, it causes the dash to dry out far more than you could even imagine. So realistically, I always recommend people do 3 to 4 hours tops, especially if you're doing it for a job. Put it in for 3 hours, or if it's a really heavy smoker job, put it in for like 8. But again, you're setting a timer, and most of them don't have a timer past 12 hours.
I gotta
And they
guess.
shut off.
I gotta
So-
guess that would have more of an effect. I mean, it would have an effect on lots of stuff, but it would have more of an effect on like organic materials like leather and stuff. Would that? And
Yeah, that would make more sense. I mean,
that just seems to make sense
I
to
mean,
me.
not-
More than
I
like
mean,
a synthetic like
well,
cloth or something.
Leather's not really organic anymore, but I mean,
Well, but I mean, like if you're in a king ranch with the friggin' exposed, you
Yeah.
know, hide,
yeah,
that's gonna do something.
yeah,
to
you're gonna
that.
look like
Yeah.
Joan Rivers after a little while. So, anyways, getting on. Here we go. We have Jeff C says
chose
also.
poorly.
How would you remove crystal sealant to reapply after 6 months or so? So crystal sealant. Now I want now to set some very just some pretty standard basic knowledge here. So crystal sealant is strong. It is extremely durable. It'll hold up to pretty much any fallout remover. It'll hold up to a pretty lowly diluted all-purpose cleaner. But the second you start getting into industrial degreasers and things like that, you will start to degrade the finish. It won't happen instantaneously, but it will happen the more that product sets and is agitated. So if you were to take a very, very powerful degreaser, a very, very powerful cleaner and spray it on and really agitate it, you are going to lose some of the hydrophobic properties. However, the sealant may still be there. So it's
tough stuff.
So it is extremely tough, but just we want to set a realistic standard for this. So realistically, 6 months, it'll withstand. It'll go further than 6 months.
Yeah.
But the easiest way to remove it without jumping into all the crazy chemicals, because like I said, fallout remover won't affect it, would probably be a polish. A little light polish if you want to do like a one-step with a machine or by hand. With something that doesn't contain any, not an all-in-one, but just maybe a pure compound or pure polish, such as hyper polish or TLC.
The last cut with like a light pad or something.
But if you want to go the chemical route, I suppose if you want to subject your car to some pretty powerful degreasers and industrial strength cleaners, you could. I just don't recommend it because you're getting that stuff on everything. So a light polish or a compound would work, but do test that area once you've polished it to see if it is still hydrophobic. It's strong. So Bait Addict says, thank you so much, Riley. Yes, and we got Bait Addict says, question for you guys regarding the Woes detailer that's purely a gloss enhancer. You're talking about Showstopper right here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Would that negatively impact the hydrophobic properties on the paint for a few days? It would last if putting it over CSL. No. Not at all. So how this works, I mean, it's kind of interesting. You'll be able to retain your normal hydrophobic properties because this isn't layering on any extra hydrophobic properties. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like you're putting on a very temporary thing that basically kind of embeds itself and helps refract light a little bit different than maybe the protection molecules that are landing within the clear. I mean, I'm not trying to get too scientific about it, but basically in our times of applying this, it has not negatively impacted the hydrophobic properties. We spray it on, wipe it off, comes right off. We enjoy the enhanced gloss and enjoy the enhanced look, but spraying water on it, or if a rainstorm were to come, this would wash off probably within the first bit of rain that would happen in a day. This would come off pretty easy.
It's like the most singularly focused product.
Yeah, there's no protection in it or anything like that. So I mean, it wouldn't be unrealistic for this to be applied. You went through a rainstorm and you're like, my car doesn't look as shiny. Well, this probably washed off, and I believe this is water based. So
now, could you put that down and then put Quick Detailer over it to protect it a little bit?
Nope.
Wouldn't work?
No, wouldn't work because the Quick Detailer has some light polymer cleaners in it that would remove that.
Gotcha.
As well as waterless wash, so it wouldn't be able to hold up to that. So
see, I'd heard that before, but I wanted to ask that in case someone was thinking that.
This is always going to be a topper, and this is always going to be something that we tell people to reserve for a car show, reserve for a photo shoot, reserve for something like that. Use it. I mean, spray the crap out of it, but
it's like the Lux filter adjustment on Instagram.
Yeah.
You just go whoop.
But I wouldn't say don't just waste it on every wash unless you're trying to get something out of it or a little bit of extra enjoyment out of it. If you're just doing it because it feels like you're doing something, you have to understand that this product does not change the slickness of the paint, right? This isn't going to be something like Bead Maker. It's not going to be something like Quick Detailer that changes the surface tension, making the car feel slicker. The idea is that you already have a slick car. You already have something that's smooth. You throw this on top, and hopefully the wipe off and wipe on will be just as smooth, and then you call it good. So I'm really excited for people to try this.
It's all about looks.
We got Rectangle says, waiting for the day when the paint corrector makes... Dude, we don't know what's going on with him.
Man.
We haven't seen him
Haven't
for...
heard or seen him.
Yeah,
His sister has
been
been
84 years.
Yeah, his sister's been active.
Sorry, Troy. So,
Yeah.
Troy says, hello from Australia. Will
yeah.
Wowo's and the new drying towel, the Gauntlet, be stocked in Australia?
say the gauntlet.
I did say the Gauntlet.
No,
He auto-corrected.
you added the gauntlet into that.
Yeah, because that's the new towel.
But the way you said it was, will the new drying towel, the gauntlet, be added? But you said it in a way... Does that always happen when you say the gauntlet?
I was just talking about how the new towels, when they get here, the Gauntlet, are going to be available in various locations. So right now, the Gauntlet is on a boat headed this way. They will be released in January here at TRC and a little ways after with Rag Company Europe. But Australia is going to get them as soon as possible. When we get them, we're going to ship them out, and we're going to try our hardest to get them to Australia as quickly as possible. But our ocean shipments from Boise to Australia take a little while. So Wowo's stuff just got shipped out today or yesterday, headed to Australia. So You guys will have those after the 1st of the year. So I'm assuming plan probably 1st of February for the gauntlet. So get that. But yeah, so we're working on it. So
we're
but
planning
right
for
now, Europe and UK and North America will have WOWOs available on Monday.
Yeah, so we got Luke Burry saying, I don't think I'm going to be able to watch the Q&A because my phone plan will probably shut off because I went broke buying detailing products.
Yeah, Luke's been hounding me, wanting to know what it costs to buy all the WOWOs products.
I know, dude. He's been hounding me,
and I haven't given him a price yet.
Well, I don't have time.
They're not
to
out.
give
We don't
him
have the
prices.
prices. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
No, they're going to be really competitive and really affordable with everything else out there. So you guys will like that. So what's a good spray topper for a sealant? I would say
Quick detailer.
Well, I think he's just saying the general approach. Bead
Bead
maker,
maker.
quick detailer,
Optimum car wax.
instant detailer and gloss enhancer. There's a lot of different things out there. I mean, there's always great toppers for any basic sealant.
Depends on what you want to do with them.
Yeah.
What you're looking for. They all kind of react. They all act differently.
So I'll have Morgan.
Mama McMurray.
Morgan to do this next one. What'd she say?
Kelly McMurray says, looking good, TRC crew with a red heart.
Yay, Mama McMurray!
Woo! I'll see you soon, Mom. I'll see you after work.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
good.
not soon enough, Morgan. Carnuba Detailing says, I dropped my bottle of Woes.
Oh, no.
And spilled half the bottle. Oh, no. I need to pay the detailing gods for forgiveness.
No, needs to
Need
pray.
to pray.
All I can say is watch your step when you walk through that spot because you might slip real fast.
For people wondering why some people might have these products, I actually want to put this out there so people have the information. So our Grandambassadors were some of the first to ever receive WOWO's products. As many people know, our Grandambassador program is pretty hard to get into. We only have 10 people per quarter, and it's an application-based program that is our take on a sponsorship. And so basically what we did is we've had 4 quarters, right? We've had 40 people total, and we wanted to hook them up, for doing such a good job over the last year representing the rag company and promoting and helping with pictures and social media stuff, that we wanted to have them be some of the first to have the WOWO stuff. And so we sent them a handful of bottles each that they've all been playing with and using and getting to learn. And it's been super cool and super awesome to see that feedback. And they got the products, 3 weeks before launch?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's kind of the benefit of being a Grandambassador.
And a good reason to apply when the application process comes up.
Correct, yeah. So, like, for example, I mean, if the gauntlet, if that timeline would have lined up, then, like, as a Grandambassador, that they would have received that, but unfortunately, that probably won't be happening until next year. And so, wish that could have been something we could have done as well. But because of their being a Grandambassador, they're always going to kind of have the first to be hooked up. They were actually some of the first to receive the Golden Eagles as well.
And that goes all the way back to the first Grandambassadors. You never know, as a Grandambassador, if you might get something new.
Yeah, so so that's why Carnuba has it, and that's why a handful of others have it, but these are still not for sale yet and won't be for sale until the 9th.
We also sent out a contract to ask them if they would want to use something like that.
Yeah.
So
we have a whole
those that didn't respond did not get WOWO's products.
Yeah, there was only
it's a two-way street
of them. Yeah, so
if we wanna give you something, we're gonna ask you some questions, and they have to respond.
Ask you some questions.
Yeah,
but we're gonna
need
you to fill that out. And it's for us because we are looking, and that's the beauty of the Grandambassador process and Grandambassadors is we want you to be working with us. We want you to be kind of a arm
Teammate.
or
You
teammate
are an
of
ambassador.
TRC.
Extension of us.
Yeah.
And if you
fan.
don't want to put in your end of the bargain or do some work, why would we send you that kind of stuff?
How can Levi employ you? Now,
Right.
here's the
Exactly.
deal.
I'm not going to, I might need some help moving some furniture.
That's not.
I
might
no,
need to
no,
know
no,
if
you've got a
no,
truck.
Moving on.
Shredding
Okay,
some
so-
mail.
Definitely
Dane
not
might need
that.
some help in the mailroom.
Okay, we're moving on from this, but basically some good feedback we received. So we sent out 4 products to the Grandambassadors. They were able to try tire restorer, interior finisher, detailer shampoo, and quick detailer, and they all
good
received the same batch. And what's great is that each Grandmaster has found products that they just, they needed within their lineup. And the idea of Wowo's is not to say, hey, we're going to, this brand is going to take over everything you have in your lineup. That's not the goal. The goal is if you can find something that you really like or a handful of things that you really like and you're going to utilize and use, we're super happy. So the fact that some people have tried the tire restorer and they said this is what a tire dressing that they've been looking for a long time should be. That's awesome.
Like that one?
Somebody improving their interior game with interior finisher, being able to provide a nice satin finish, a UV protection.
It's like Levi's favorite.
The quick detailer. I mean, we've had that one. We are more impressed with the feedback than we would even have thought that was going to be, and so we're really happy about that. The only hard part is detailer shampoo. Half the country is covered in snow, and so we've sent a lot of these Grandmasters on the East Coast or in snowy areas, and so they're like, I literally can't use this. Like, even if I wanted to use it, I can't use it. And we're like, no, it's okay. Wait till you get some good weather, or wait till you get
fill up a bucket of warm water.
But
go to the car wash.
The videos that we have received from the people that are down in the South still, like in Arizona or the southern states. Okay.
Southern part of the
southern
U.S.
part of the U.S. Morgan. So
south of the equator, huh?
Whatever. But anyway, so people that are down in the southern part of the U.S. that have tried it have loved it. We've gotten foam cannon shots. We got all that. But I can tell though. Here's another funniest part. These Grandmasters. I love you guys, but we sent you these products to use, right? Some of these people, it's almost like they're afraid to use it because they're like, I don't want to use the whole thing. And I'm sitting here
nice.
like, use the damn stuff.
It's like somebody gets an Eagle Edgeless for the first time. They're like, this is too nice. I can't use this.
Well, because some of them I can tell, like, they're only half the bottles used. And they're like, I'm trying to be conservative. I'm like, I want you to pour that detailer shampoo into a foam can and let that thing rip. And they're
man.
But I only have 16.9 ounces. I'm like, use it. It comes out in 3 days. Just use the damn stuff. I want you to use it. So anyway, all right, continuing on.
Stacking foam.
We got Tonezors.
Ooh, Tonezors. Why don't you get this one, Morgan?
Why don't I? I was just about to eat my cookie.
I know, that's
but
why I interrupted you,
Dane.
I guess I won't, Dane. That's fine.
Well, she has a red knee.
Tonezor says, hey fam, wanted to update you on the IK Foam Pro 12 and O&R question I posted a few weeks ago. It works well. Warm O&R can pre-spray an entire vehicle. Obviously doesn't foam, but instead it aerates it.
Hey, there you go. Another reason to use it. So Hansi says, Themo had his baby last Thursday. So for those of you wondering, TM Details on Instagram is who Hans is talking about. Our friend Themo in Germany. Hans is going to be headed that way. He'll be seeing him and Patrick, who owns TRC Europe. They are headed to Germany at a detailing Christmas market.
Ooh.
That's what's going on this weekend. We just got off the phone with Patrick earlier today.
Yeah.
They're going to be headed there. Fun fact, they're going to be bringing some Wowo's products to this Christmas market. So those of you in Germany,
if you're there,
are going to have a chance to see them live and in person before Monday.
Oh, man.
One of the rare opportunities.
Something we're doing for our German friends.
I hope that whoever goes to that, please eat some German food in my name, because I've actually been thinking about that German food lately.
Ever since you left.
It's so good. And so
get a picture with Hans and Themo and
some
Patrick
German food.
eating some bratwurst.
No, I don't want bratwurst. I want like a traditional.
Pretzels?
No, I want like a traditional Bavarian dish, like I had 20 times while I was there. Like
Just
something with
give
like
me
a shredded
pretzels,
meat,
and mustard.
like a shredded meat, a stack of like sauerkraut, some of those those damn not dumpling potatoes. Those what were they called? They've said not potato dumplings. Potato, it's like breaded potato. Anyways,
I'm sure Themo could tell you.
Whatever, man. Okay.
Weird.
So anyways, so we got Recthandle saying, so when will I be announced as the gauntlet winner? Pan Recthandle, we're going to have to
Find out tomorrow,
ask
maybe.
John who the winners were.
Yeah.
Tom Kirby says, Dane will always take on the burden for TRC. Sure, he will drive up from Orlando. We'll be looking for another next car to add to his collection.
I must
Must
say,
be nice, am I right?
while I enjoy my sport track, I really miss my element. I'm not going to lie. There's a part of me that really wants an element again.
Sometimes when Dane sees...
The Jag ain't going anywhere, though.
Yeah, sometimes when Dane sees middle-aged women at the park with their dogs, he's envious of the ability to to
Just
haul.
open up the back. Dane, you have a truck.
So
I just wish I could. I wish I
Yeah.
could. I wish I had the Dutch door option where I could open the top and the bottom. Dane, you have that. You have a camper shell on the back of your truck.
Dane-
It does the same thing.
It's not
yeah,
the
it's not the
same.
same.
Dane
though.
just looking from a distance in envy as he looks at the neutral colors of the Honda Element and saying,
Well, you
"Wow,
know what reminded me?
what a car!"
Seeing Nick's.
The neutral
that-
color of
the
Nick."
neutral
And I was
color,
just
the-
like, oh, man.
the cardboard brown of Nick's.
Yeah.
I mean, mine was bright orange, so
Yeah,
it was very
all right.
noticeable.
The earthy
but-
tones. All right, so here we go.
Earth,
Seth
wind,
has
and
one.
earth.
That's what Seth drives.
Oh, that's
Did
right.
you help him
Yeah.
load it in get the desk out?
No, they had a Ridgeline, I think. When
Oh,
I
they
went
brought my
in.
parents' Ridgeline.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But Seth has an Element now, a silver one.
Yeah, yeah.
Back on topic out here. So we got Hans Close says, Rex Panhandle, you will hear it when my package is all the way in the Netherlands.
Oh,
Wow, that's
that's
pretty.
pretty.
Are
That's
they
pretty.
talking crap right
That's
now?
Hans
Wow.
throwing down the gauntlet.
We got TJ Powell says, what is the best way to make black powder coat look good and coat it? I have it on my lifted Jeep bumpers and Riders ETC.
So polish them, and then you can coat them. That usually helps.
Did he say
Depends on the
make-
powder coat,
Oh,
though.
is it matte black powder coat? Is it satin black powder coat though?
Yeah.
You have to need to ask.
So like my
Ask the
wheels on the
important
Elantra were powder
questions.
coat. They were matte, and I polished them, and they became shiny, and then I coated them. So.
if you like that look. Luke Berge says, I may go buy second.
Oh, what if
blanket."
Luke Berge buys up
What
all
if,
the
so
Eagle
what if
blankets?
so what if Luke was running like some type of like underground like Eagle blanket?
He's already
like-
paid. He's already paid. Right now, the
so
market
niche.
value of the Eagle blanket is set because
He has
he was the
complete
first
control.
one who bought it.
Correct.
Oh,
So,
he could
No,
actually
it's-
change
no.
the market price if he pays more or less.
well, if he runs
what he
starts
bought on the
running
first one.
Monopoly and he
Yeah.
starts owning
Absolutely.
the entire
Yeah,
market,
he's just buying them
so-
up, snapping them up like Rockefeller purchasing all the railroads
Oh,
so,
man.
but here's the thing though.
and the oil fields.
That market
What?
that we speak of are these people here. This is the market.
All
So
of our
technically,
listeners.
our listeners would have like an online trading thing to where basically, or
Like
the,
a
the
Facebook
perceived value of what these
So
blankets
should we
are.
create a Eagle blanket trading group
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
hosted by the Rag Company?
Like, what if like all out of all these blue eagle blankets, somebody just shows up and we plant a red eagle blanket,
Oh,
right? Or we plant like an orange one, and people are like, where did you get that?
next order.
And
of
they're
Eagles, we
like,
may have
oh,
to-
this was
we have to make a color.
this was a custom.
Well, they won't believe it was
blanket.
a one-off because that's not how those work. So
Yeah.
they know there's
We
going to be
could-
more hidden somewhere.
We could probably do that. We could probably create some different colors coming next for
We got my,
2020.
What if we
got
did
my mind spinning
color
right
that
now.
doesn't exist of the Eagles?
Ooh.
I don't know
So
if we
it's
could do that.
really special.
Purple.
Hmm.
I may
Have
go
to
buy
hit a
some
certain number of
blanket.
bolts, probably.
We got
Yeah.
Martin
Bolt.
Carlson says, how would you protect BMW interior plastic to stop it becoming a tacky, sticky feel? What are you currently using
Yeah.
that could be causing a stack?
Because it's probably softening the plastics, whatever you're using that's causing it to get tacky and sticky. You want to put something different or nothing on at all.
I mean,
So,
the new WoWo stuff is going
Yeah.
to be good for that.
yeah, and
but-
that's a good product for that. So, Rectangle, damn it, Hans, you always find a way to win even though you're not allowed to. Riley S. says, just added that Eagle
Yeah.
blanket to my watch list. And then Rectangle says, already buying it. Thanks for the heads up, guys.
Oh my
so,
god.
No, okay. I'll believe it. Like I'll believe it when I see a bid on it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
So-
put it on my watch.
I don't
probably
think
just
I don't
like
think
a
anyone's
bow
gonna bid.
watching
I
it.
think they're all gonna wait
well,
till
to
the
buy
last
it now
second.
price is $400.
Yeah,
And then
but I
someone's gonna
think they're all
snipe
gonna
it.
wait until the very end.
Yeah.
Like I said, the market value is set, I think, at $267. So that's what Luke paid for his.
Oh.
Oh my
So
Which
God.
is just crazy to me to begin with. But
now, I will say kudos to those of you, if you get an Eagle blanket and you have one, you are always allowed access to come hang out with us at any time.
Sleep over at Dane's house.
Sleep over at Dane's house, or you can utilize the Master of Shine headquarters amenities.
nice.
Fun thing, I've got a spare room. It's got Disney pictures on it. It's got 2 twin beds. And right outside the door, there's a small fridge stocked with Diet Mountain Dew and Diet Pepsi.
wow.
There you go.
Also has a bathroom adjacent to it. So
Very convenient.
one of the great amenities that is available at
The
when you
MOS
stay at the
HQ,
MOS
yeah.
HQ,
Nice.
as well as a dartboard downstairs in the garage. And then when you walk into the house, there are many light switches on the walls, which allow you to turn the lights in the both on and off position. So
Oh.
again, creature comforts abound at the MOS HQ. So almost said the rag company. That is not true.
We don't have lights here.
We don't have lights here. So
Or Wi-Fi.
There's no lights.
or Wi-Fi or a dartboard like I have.
Oh,
so
boy.
I also have an air compressor. So if you ever need to blow yourself off with the air, you can do that. Great fun stuff like that.
Okay.
Also, I have a cat that will sit on your face. So
What?
when you
Anyways,
say,
moving
what's
on.
next?
that's what he does when you're asleep. He likes to climb in bed with you. All right.
Okay, Well,
So anyway, if you have an Eagle blanket, you are guaranteed access to stay at either Dane's house, Anthony's house, or the Master of Shine headquarters. Just fun fact. So great things that can be purchased when you purchase an Eagle blanket.
Yeah.
You're really buying into a club.
Just talking about all the good stuff. You are buying into a club.
Absolutely.
There's only a few that own them.
just go on, Anthony.
They are rare.
Oh gosh. I got
Awesome.
Bait Addict says it will be nice to be back home in BC where the climate in the west is much better than it is out east. Don't know how Ivan deals with how dirty cars get there here.
I believe that.
Deals with how dirty cars get here. He opened a detail shop and cleaned them all.
Yeah,
That's
that
what he
was
did.
his solution.
And he opened 11 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't stop at just one.
He franchised and built 11 Lava Auto or
And what's crazy is how
Repair
Lavage.
Brise.
through all of that,
Yeah.
his bow tie never got dirty once.
Yep.
Now,
It's
Yoshi
amazing.
says, will there ever
Okay.
be a video for inspiration? Well, we've created a lot of inspirational videos that
Yeah.
I think have really helped people move forward in life
Yeah.
and talk about our,
A lot of
our humble beginnings.
A lot of our list videos are humorous,
and inspirational, yeah.
make you think about the future.
Do you think
stuff
he's
like
talking
that.
about the coding?
Probably. We haven't done a video about that.
Somehow we've managed not to make a video about that, and I got
Well,
a
what
pop-
happened was we were going to do it on your car, but then you decided to sell the Volvo. So
So now,
we said we can't. Okay. Then
now
we
do
can't
you want to
that.
know another area we've done inspiration?
Huh.
We've done inspiration actually on a couple live videos when Rennie was in town doing a training.
yeah.
We did.
The
We did.
problem is I think those videos were deleted because they were a temporary live, but they did go over the entire process.
That
So
is true.
inspiration is worthy of a video. It is a slightly tricky coding to apply. Not that it's super hard to apply. There's
but it's
just
not
a few,
gloss code easy.
There's a few
frankly.
techniques to use to make it easier on yourself. But I can vouch that it is a freaking strong coating that you can layer, so you can do multiple coats if needed. I got what was it, about a year? Was it a year and a half on my Civic
Oh.
with one coat, and it
Yeah.
took about a year for the high spots to finally die off.
Mhm.
That says quite a bit. And so I think that coating can go through quite a bit. So
Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for
future-
something tough, there you go.
we got Future Prison says, I have an adorable little puppy dog who loves to shed fur. I've
Aw.
tried a few different products that are okay-ish for removing the fur from the carpets. However, is there something you recommend? So
For
some good,
sure.
So some good news. There is going to be some new fur products, some new fur removal products.
Fur
coming,
installation products.
Fur installation.
coming out.
No, those are dogs and cats.
I know.
We got some fur removal products coming that we've been testing, and they
Yeah.
are. I'm going to tell you, pretty dang amazing
Yeah.
and pretty awesome. And for those of you that have been dealing with it for years, it's light years ahead.
Yeah.
I will ask you though, if you haven't upgraded your vacuum solution package, do so, because I
Yeah.
felt like that's probably one of the biggest things to help you with removing fur.
Yes.
And since I went from a 3 horsepower shop vac to a was it 5 horsepower? Yeah, 5 horsepower.
You're
Okay.
acting like a new man. since
rigid.
You got
Yeah,
a
you
new
still got
vacuum.
it's a very small vacuum still.
How long
It's
have
not
you
that
even had
big.
it for?
So
I
here-
don't think you can start acting
It's not
like this
that,
yet.
big.
Okay. The sucking power that this has, right, is life changing, right? And so just within
what way?
within a couple days,
He's positively rigid.
within a
Okay, moving on.
So Anthony likes his new vacuum, helps him out in when he's detailing
you could
and
say that.
getting all that stuff off. It's a less work for you.
It's li-
because
it-
it sucks stronger.
It's much faster, yeah. You
Okay,
can
very
definitely
nice.
you can feel the power within your hands. So we got KM saying, "Hey, just wanted to share an excellent customer service experience I had with a representative by the name of All Day Anthony.
What?
He was knowledgeable, friendly, and courteous. 10 out of 10. We'll call again.
Wow. impressive. I
So-
thought all day Anthony worked for bodybuilding.com.
That's weird.
I don't know who he works for. I thought he was self-employed through YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, he was probably trying to purchase
well, I've learned from
the
watching
all day
vloggers
Anthony
that
pressure
YouTube
washer
doesn't pay
solution
that much.
package.
Yeah, well,
He was
Dane,
probably
he does
purchasing
live
some
out
of
of his car. And that's,
You
and
might
that's-
have a point there.
That's why I try to support him through his Amazon affiliate links, right?
Oh, very cool.
With
And
all the
he's
things
also
that I've
got
copied
merch
from him.
available as well.
Yeah, the merch kind of sucked.
Really?
So I
Doesn't
think
sell
he,
any? How many shirts has he sold? Have you talked to him?
I don't.
recently?
I bought one, so
Okay.
I got that going for
All right.
me.
Well, that's nice
Wow.
of you to buy a shirt and help him out.
I like supporting people. So we got Future Prison says, thought I would actually ask a question for once. LOL. Andrew Lorenz says, is chemical guys a curse word around here?
No.
No.
You can say it. You can ask questions about it.
You
We
can
just don't
actually
have a
say
ton
it.
of
You can say it in a
experience
couple
with them
different.
apart
You
from-
can change the way your voice says it. So it could be chemical guys. It could be chemical guys.
Or chemical guys.
Or it can
Chemical
be
guys?
chemical guys.
I like Chemical Brothers, but then again, I'd
Dane
say
also
just
called
it
listening
chemistry
to them.
boys.
Also,
Yeah,
that's
we
the
like
same.
chemical guys. All right, chemical guys. All right, so we got
Chemistry
KM
siblings.
says, on a serious note, what do you guys think of the blue IK alky?
Well, it's an alcoholic, so understood.
No, so KM has been wanting to.
So the IK alky, he has it, correct?
So do you want to know why he likes it?
Because it's Rag Company Blue.
Yeah.
Because the top is blue.
He's
It is
been-
an alkaline-based sprayer, so you can run high alkali products in it without damaging the seals. So
Correct. Yeah.
High
the other ones
pH.
have. So you're thinking a very high pH number. There are other products. The reason that we have the normal IKs have Viton seals suitable for acids, which is very low pH. So there's a totally different system because some of the higher alkalis can actually damage some of the seals. So they created one specifically for some of the pesticides and things like that are a lot higher on the pH scale.
So while it's appealing aesthetically, it doesn't necessarily serve a purpose for our stuff.
It'll be great for like straight power clean,
Yeah.
straight
You could do that.
brake buster,
Brake buster, yeah.
some of those that are already a high pH
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we got a Society One with a good question says, is it possible that the U.S. WOWO's line will have a compounder polish available at some point? Now, I think the reason why you're asking that is because you've seen that WOWO's in the past has carried a polish, specifically the Show and Go polish. Whether or not the UK will be carrying that product is actually completely up to them, so they might be able to chime in and let you know. But the polish was something that we weren't going forward with personally over here in the U.S.
you got to remember, we had to pick the best
we had
ones
to
we
kind of-
thought
we had to-
would.
we had- we
we're
had to
launching a brand.
pick the best that we thought we would do well over here.
FYI, Society One is Brandon McComb.
Yeah. So
Oh, nice.
Um,
Excellent.
But basically, Show and Go does exist, and people are feel free to pick it up over
Yeah,
the UK side of
we're-
things.
right now,
but the US
we've
won't be
got-
distributing.
We get great results with currently what we sell
yeah, the right company. Yeah.
with Last Cut and
Hyper Polish.
Hyper Polish and Intensive Polish and Hyper Compound.
Yeah.
So right now we don't feel a need, and a lot of people are very personal in how they use
Compounds and polishes are
polishes.
very.
It's like the trusty old friend for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They go with the one they know they like. They tend not to
Right.
deviate
Yep.
unless they're the kind of person who.
Yeah.
Well, like I've been
experiments with a
using
lot of different
the
products.
Oberk line, and
Yeah.
I love it. It is so good.
Yeah.
And I am just totally blown away with the level of quality I get out of it. And I'm starting to kind of like at this point I really just love that and Last Cut. Those are my
Yeah.
go-tos
So,
for everything. And
Shout
so,
out Oberk.
Yeah, so for me I like that WOWO's doesn't have that because I feel a little safer using all the products in that sense. Like I don't have to worry about a WOWO's compounder polish falling short when the rest of the line is so good.
Yeah,
know
rather
what I
than
mean?
like trying to put out something to appeal to everybody, you're just focusing on the stuff you know you can do
Yeah.
well.
Now the UK version, the Show and Go polish is a hand polish, not a machine polish.
That does
So,
make a difference.
You've got to think about the way they developed that was so. Let's say, and we saw it in action. We were at
Yeah.
Waxstock, and the kid brought his car in, and it needed a little bit of work.
Yeah.
We didn't have access to a polisher, so he utilized the Show and Go polish on an applicator and applied it by hand and wiped it off, kind of like an old school wax in a way.
So what was interesting is that was one of the first times we realized that they do things different over
and there
here.
was a lot of folks doing
that were doing hand polishing.
Yeah.
Right. The day of a show.
Yeah.
Right. No machines or anything like that, and you see them, doing the whole Mr. Miyagi thing, And you're sitting here like, you are hand polishing that here. And they're like, well, yeah, this is the way to get the best shine out. And could be a personal preference thing. Could be an education. I don't know. We just saw it, and I was like, that's an interesting take on compared to what we see over here. So,
Yeah. Yep.
But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of the touch up on that. We got Sydney Gwen in the house saying
What up,
hello
girl?
from Hidden Springs, Idaho.
Just on the other side of that mountain.
Just on the other side of that mountain where the pineapples grow deep. Now, she says, hey, y'all, I'm enjoying the instant detailer, but can you expand on the protection and longevity expectation? Used it on top of OPT car wax yesterday, and it was quite nice.
Very nice. So right now, Sid, we're looking at about 3 months of protection.
At a quick one, you're talking about a quick detailer?
On quick detailer. We're right at about 3 months or so. We don't have hard numbers for the longevity.
Yeah.
And so it just depends on how it's cared for, how it's washed. It depends on how you wash it. If you're going to be using a higher pH soap, or maybe you're using a pre-cleaner in the middle of winter, you're going to strip it off. It's not a strong protection, but a really nice polymer-based protection.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's still true to the name quick detailer, so your results can vary, but
yeah.
I mean, here's the deal. I'm not going to be surprised if somebody down the road says, hey, I sprayed quick detailer. I didn't get 3 months out of it, like you said. We're not saying that.
No.
They might say, hey, I sprayed quick detailer. I got a couple weeks out of it. Well, cool. That's
Awesome.
pretty good for a quick detailer.
That's really good for
right?
a quick detailer.
But if we have somebody that says, hey, I use quick detailer, and it got me over 2 months, right? I'm going to say it's even better, right?
Yep.
But here's the deal, though. If you're using quick detailer, chances are you're going to use it as a drying aid. It's going to fall into that same line of bead maker to where if
It's
you're
infinite
using
at
it,
that point.
if you're using it every week, if you're using it, every couple weeks, it's going to keep lasting and lasting and lasting. So, but in Sid's question, right, in a professional detail setting where she's running a shop and she wants to know if she's doing a combo stack of OPT car wax and she's doing, let's say, quick detailer on top of it, right? You have your base of car wax being your base of protection, which you're going to have more of your hydrophobic properties from the quick detailer, which are actually quite good. Realistically, that combo stacking together, the protection, you'll still get the full length of protection of the car wax, but you might have better hydrophobic properties and a better overall look in those first couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months with quick detailer.
Well, and it also depends on the temperature in which it's being applied.
Yeah.
You've got humidity, you've got, like we said, temperature, you've got atmosphere, all those different things handle, and then how that customer uses it. So again, guys, falls right in line with how you're going to care for that car or how a customer is going to care for that car. So if you're putting it on every week after a wash, golden. If you're going to sell it to a customer, we don't recommend selling quick detailer as a protection package.
Right, it's not.
We recommend you add a protection to that, whether it be OptiSeal, car wax, or any type of paint sealant that you can think of, maybe crystal sealant.
It's not a sealant, it's not a wax, but it's kind of like a Miata that competes with Ferraris.
Well, quick detailer is designed to be a maintenance product.
Yeah.
So we expect you to use it a lot. We expect you to use it at least once a month. So
This one's designed to punch above its weight class.
but it is designed, like you said, Dane, to punch above its weight class. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a little heavyweight.
Yeah.
little flyweight.
It's a product that, like I said, it kind of falls.
Once you've used it, you'll get it.
The same slickness category as like a bead maker. So when you start applying it, right, you don't need to apply more than a couple sprays per panel, but you want to apply more because of the experience and how good it
Smells
feels.
good. It moves smoothly.
Yeah. Anyways, we got Andrew Beatrice says recently really struggled to remove some water spots with a DA and MEGS 110 compound with a microfiber cutting pound. Took forever. Would say an orange OPT pad be better at removing defects than a microfiber cutting pad?
No. It also depends on the paint you were running. So
well, and if he was
wool
having
would work even better sometimes if microfiber's not cutting it.
well, because what could be happening, he could be heating up that paint too much to that point to where it's expanding, and he's not able. And once it cools down, those water spots are coming back,
Yep,
right? And
exactly, because you're going to generate more heat with microfiber.
We saw the same thing happen when Matt Mormon had water spots on his M3. He was trying to remove those, going in with a typical microfiber cutting pad, using the MEGS cutting pad. I think he was using like a 105, or he was using something along those lines. And he was saying that they would be removed, and then a day later that they would come back, right? And the thing was, he was putting so much heat into that panel that it was expanding upon things. And the second it went back to shrinking, the water spots or that etching would kind of reappear. And, when we called Andy Ward and our friends and Jason Kilmer, they all said the same thing. Don't go in it with a microfiber pad and don't go in it with a compound. You're going to want to sand those off. But these are coming from professional sanders, right?
These guys know their way around sanding.
I don't want to put that information out there like, hey, try sanding if you don't feel comfortable doing that. But sanding would not generate the same amount of heat. But there's also techniques you can jump out at with a microfiber pad, right? So one example would be the scrub method, right? If you were to load a pad up with some compound, right, and really load it up, right, to keep things cool. And if you were using 110, right, throw some 210 in there for lubrication. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to have your area that you're trying to do, put that thing, start that machine on a speed setting of 5, scrub into the paint and actually work really fast with fast arm movements, pull it off before that panel heats up.
Don't linger.
So you're not sitting there doing your normal slow crosshatch passes. You're going in there, scrubbing it, applying pressure. You're applying pressure, and you're going fast with your arm speed, allowing the pad to spin, pulling it off, and then making sure that panel's cool, and then wiping, and then checking your result. Does that make sense?
That goes back to Ivan's old ice cube versus marshmallow kind of thing in terms of what's easier to cut down on.
Yeah, so this week I've been working on a 94 Chevy pickup or 96 Chevy pickup that has been not cared for at all, but the paint is in fairly nice shape. And I was finding that using a Burke cut with a microfiber pad provided pretty good results, but it didn't get out a lot of the deeper scratches. I switched over and used the Rupes wool as a cutting pad with the O'Burke cut, and I was getting far better results because it was not only removing the oxidation that had started to accumulate, but it was actually also removing the surface defects. And so in this instance, microfiber just wasn't providing the bite and the cut that I needed to break through this older paint, where the wool was doing everything that I needed it to do far quicker, to the point that even though the customers only paid for a 1-step, I was able to do a 2-step on it and get some killer results. I sent the picture and video to Anthony last night of a little before and after, and I was very impressed with how fast I was able to do it. And then I put crystal sealant on it today, mostly because I'm playing around with application processes. So, but came out really good. So it's good to test wool, and a lot of people they haven't used wool in DA technology. They used wool for years in rotary technology to keep heat down. And the new wool stuff that Rupes and Lake Country has come out with the low lint wool by Lake Country, is a flawless pad. And the Rupes blue wool is a even more flawless pad. They're both just top class pads. Those are really good. And what a lot of people don't realize is, you can't finish.
Jesus.
It's a lot of cookies and soda.
Come back off and
the biggest thing about the with the wool pads now is that a lot of people didn't realize you can't finish with microfiber cutting pads. There is no way to finish with that because of the amount of stuff that the microfiber holds onto. So you're always going to get paint particles. You're always going to get compound stuck and balled up because microfiber does its job. It grabs and holds, where you can almost finish out with wool in a lot of uses. And so that's always something to keep in mind, that you can finish with wool far better than you could with microfiber. So always look into that kind of stuff, especially when you run into something. It's always good to just have a backup to come up at a problem with a different solution.
Correct.
Excellent point.
Adam Thurman says, man, I just LOL'd hard about Joan Rivers.
What was the joke about that?
I don't even remember the joke.
That was back when you're talking about things drying out.
Yeah, I like that. We got Adam Thurman says, I couldn't believe the properties of crystal sealant that Detailer's Domain posted on Philzim 3. Those hydrophobics were nuts. It really,
it is.
It's very impressive. We will.
And Adam, just so you know, that was on Kevin's M5.
M5, the blue M5, if you're talking about the blue M5. Yeah, it's got great properties. It's definitely going to attract some people. And if you think those are good or fast, that's where 121 is actually even faster, which is pretty cool. So, Arcadia Wash Shop says, "Hey TRC Dream Team." Well, I don't know about that, guys. I mean, that's saying quite a bit.
Earliest he's ever made it for a live show.
Oh,
Thank you for the
wow.
compliment and for being early.
And then we got Adam Thurman with a good question. Can the fallout remover be used as clay lube?
He's probably referring to the Wobos.
This is something that we would need to experiment more with, and this would have a lot of other factors, right? This would have to do with whether or not there would be water on the surface of the vehicle during the midst of a wash. Are you just going in with fallout remover dry? As far as we know, right? And somebody can correct me. Optimum, the Ferrex with the clay towel is one of the only really proven things to be able to kind of able to withstand that and do that without any adverse effects. We just haven't gotten that crazy with the Wowo's fallout remover.
Right.
We've
used it the
using
traditional way for most of it.
Yeah, from our experience of using it, we're typically spraying it on. We've put it in the IK foamer, and it's freaking fantastic. Okay, it's fantastic. In the Foam Pro 2. It kills it. It's amazing, and it smells extremely good, which is weird to say about a fallout remover. But when it comes to a clay lube, that is something that we would probably have to experiment with down the road, whether that's with the Ultra Clay Towel, the Ultra Clay Mitt, and see what our thoughts are on it before we would recommend it. Riley S. says, "Anthony, when are your stitches due out? Hope the healing is going well." I'm actually getting them taken out tonight, and I'm really excited because stitches just suck, dude. These things catch on everything, and they're really gross to look at. I feel like uncomfortable shaking people's hands.
Are you going to stop playing with knives now?
And then, I'm going to stop playing with knives. So basically, I'm going to go in, get those taken out, and then I should be able to just wrap a Band-Aid around this bad boy, and I'll be back to doing normal human things. So we got Tonezor says, "Any plans for videos covering how products from the Woas line can complement other products you carry?"
Great idea.
Yes. There will be those, but initially we don't want to complicate it or confuse people. The first videos that'll come out about a lot of the Wowos products will be very focused on the Wowos so that we're not, getting crazy mix matchy just yet, but don't worry, that will happen because as everybody knows, we do carry other product lines as well.
Yeah, so for Wash Wednesdays would be a great platform for that to show you a good mix of everything. But just so you know, we've had plenty of experience with mixing and matching, right? Everything from O&R to last step protectants in the Woes lines, or using other wash products and doing that, or using, let's just say, PNS Express interior cleaner, followed up with Woes interior finisher. We've tried all sorts of different things just to make sure everything was complementary, and we don't carry anything that's really conflicting.
So far,
anywhere.
so good.
Yeah, so far, so good. So. Lost and Not Forgotten says, "What up, guys? Any experiences you can share regarding I just remodeled the inside of my van and bought an extractor and a VX 5000 steamer and a Honda generator, and I'm trying my best to stand out of the rest. Business is very slow because people want to pay less than $30 for a wash and vac." Yeah, that's true, which sucks. But I do have customers that pay $50 to $60 for a very small wash and wax detail. This is Mr. Clean Auto Detail and Spa. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the question.
That's really great. So I'm assuming it's because you're getting into the winter months and you want to try and boost some business. One thing this is just me brainstorming because I read ahead and saw your question. One thing I would do, and this is an easy one that you could be able to try and just see if it works. You don't even have to drive over there. What I would do is if you have a bank currently that you bank with, I would contact the bank manager. I would tell them, "Hey, this is a customer. I'm so-and-so. I'm your customer. I've been a customer. This is my business for the last, 5 years or whatever you've been running it for," right? I would say, is it possible to be able to come to your location on a Friday? I'll be there 9 a.m. and I'll wash some cars for the employees at $30, $40 a car wash, and just see. Put it out there, and if he goes or she goes, "Yeah, that'd be great. We've got 25 employees here that are here," and expect to get 4 or 5 car washes out of that, that's great. Now, ask them, okay, is it possible at the other branches to be able to do this? Because you may get 4 washes, you're done by 10, 11, 12 o'clock, head over to the other location doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I would reach out to local businesses like that. We've got a friend, Steve Parrish, that does mobile bike repair.
Yeah.
One thing he does is he does all the bike repair out of his trailer.
It's really clever.
Attached to his truck. And so he has a full-on mobile bike shop. He's got heat and all that kind of stuff. But what he does is that same kind of basic scale where he calls up businesses, sends them a sign-up sheet, and we'll email it to them and say, hey, print this out, pass it around, and then just take a picture of it and let me know. And he sends them out usually a couple weeks ahead of time. And then these customers bring their bicycles to work with them. He then pulls up and he's got 5 or 6 bikes to tune up at $30 to $50 a piece. Now, this allows you to upsell too. Don't think that you're just you want the car wash to get in. You're going to have customers that are going to, if you can, bring a menu with you, have a printed out menu, pass it around to everybody. What may happen is the following week, or you finish washing a car, that customer comes out to take a look at it. They go, oh man, there's a scratch here. How do I get that out? Oh, I'll get it out for $25. I'll get that scratch, or I'll just buff this one panel for you. Hey, can we put a wax on there? Yeah, I saw you got the $50 wash or the $65 for wash and wax. I want wax on there for winter. Okay, perfect. Hey, I've got a sealant for another $30. I can put a sealant on, and now that wash is a $90 wash. So you want to be able to provide these little a la carte services that help out. And like I said, you've got to be creative with how you can get those customers to do that business. I used to see ladies that would drive around with cookies that they had made, or tamales, or tacos, or burritos.
The tamale cars. I always spot those.
I loved it. They would swing by the shop, and they would show up every Thursday. We knew the taco lady was coming on Thursdays. She'd make a whole bunch of tacos. She'd sell them for like $1 a piece.
Love it.
All of us would buy 5 or 6 at my shop if it was me, and I was like, well, I'm buying all the guys' lunch. There's $20. Give me 20 tacos. We'd do that. We'd buy dozens of tamales because they'd show up, and it's no different than going somewhere because people love convenience. And what you're saying is people don't want to pay less than $30 for a wash and vac. You're coming to them. You're coming to their work. You are providing a convenience that they don't have to do now. They can sit at work and do their job. They can get in a clean car when they leave. It's very, very simple and easy to do. The other thing is some of these banks and places like that, or downtown, go to find out businesses, are in parking garages. And if you can set up and work out of a parking garage, now you're out of the rain. You're a little more shielded from the weather. So you can clean the car in the parking garage for them. And especially if you're allowed to wash. So I would look into maybe using a steamer or something else, or doing rinseless washing. But getting it set up to where you can do your job anywhere. The other thing is, as people see you doing this, they see your van's all logoed up. Have business cards available. Have, like I said, your menu available so that if people come up, they're going to go, hey, are you washing cars here today? And they're like, yeah, hey, we're next door.
It tends to snowball.
I've got a car next door. If you could come over and give me how much is your wash? Oh, it's $40. Okay. Yeah. Do you have wax? Yeah, it's 25. Okay. Yeah. Do mine next when you're done. All right, cool. You literally just walk over, grab their car, bring it over, wash and detail it up real quick, easy stuff. We're not talking full corrections, coatings. Simple. Make it so that you can knock them out fast. The goal is you want to be able to do at least $50 an hour.
And this is looking at it in bulk terms. So the big thing about this is, as anybody who's run their own business knows, you run into rejection. But it's not the end of the world if you get told no once or twice. Well, you go to a few different places. The thing is, once you get that first yes and you set a precedent and you can show to someone, oh, I did this and that worked out for them, check that out, then you can build on that. And it becomes much easier over time to continue to build.
Exactly. And if you can get to a point where it's every other week you hit the local bank and do that, and every other week you hit a office complex, go through your Rolodex of your customers, send out stuff to them, make sure you're tracking, you're keeping emails, you're using a messaging service, you're doing all this stuff so that you contact your customers. Do a Facebook post, let them know, say, hey, any local businesses, me and whoever will come out there and we'll work on your car, we'll wash your car right there for you. There's a lot of folks that would pay for that, and that's the crazy thing. So many people just don't think about this convenience. When I was in Puerto Rico, there are folks that are finding literally any parking spot they physically can, and they are setting up a mobile shop right there. They're pulling out their tents and they are detailing. And I saw Porsche 911s in an abandoned lot.
All kinds of cars.
Like the house was demoed and gone, and all that was left was a 2-car driveway. They had a van parked there with a tent and a brand new 911 turbo sitting in there getting detailed. And then an hour later, we drove by again, and there was a little Ford Ranger pickup. And then we drove by again, and there's a minivan. I mean, this guy was grinding and getting cars done in that day, and it was like, that's good money. So there's a lot of that all over the world. I mean, you got to understand, and that's another reason to go to like Mobile Tech or go to an event where you can learn from other people. I sat in a Mobile Tech class from Tom Palancia of Simonize and Jason Rose of Rupes, where they did a whole thing on washing and detailing around the world. There are guys in rickshaws detailing cars. There are guys on mopeds in Cambodia detailing cars, detailing other motors, like other scooters and stuff. And they have sidecars built holding water tanks, air compressors, all this stuff. Dude, these guys are finding how to get dollars any way they physically can. And if you're hungry for it, you'll find it.
Great.
Well-made points.
Yeah. So here we go. We got Eco Green Detail says, "Hi guys, what do you think about Optima steamers and Fortador steamer for detailing?"
They're both awesome. And if I could redo it again and start another little business, maybe the MOS HQ would pick up an Optima or Fortador steamer.
Nice. Lamborghini steamer.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
I like
here we
a
go.
Raging Bull.
We got Martin Carlson says, what YouTubers detailing do you recommend / watch?
YouTube detailers? There's a lot of them out there now. But
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
what are some that you like grew up on? What are ones that you like watching? And you're like, okay, that kind of got you interested.
YouTube detailers?
Yeah.
First one I watched was Larry, but I was doing that out of my shop, and me and my guys would sit and watch him on lunch just for fun to see what he was doing, because it was like, oh, someone knows what we're doing.
Yep.
Someone knows what our life is like.
Sometimes you just want someone who can relate, right?
Yep, that was the biggest thing for me.
No, it was. I mean, So I think what's funny is that a lot of people that are new to detailing or new to what we do and talk about, we've seen this market kind of expand. We've seen this.
It just kind of
we've seen the media expand, and people kind of, I don't want to say jump on the bandwagon, but we've seen people take the easy route, right? Like I'll just say it, disaster detailing, right?
Well,
that started off as just like, oh wow, this is a disaster, I'm cleaning this car, right? To where now this is an entire genre in itself.
It's kind of like the reality show Hoarders. People who aren't into detailing at all, they just want to see a complete cluster F, and then they go and look at that, and they're like, oh wow, how are you going to fix that? And then it happens. So it does. Those have an appeal beyond just detailers, and I think that's why they're so successful.
Well, and I think that just that market of if you're YouTube detailing specifically, I think if you try to target that disaster detail thing, it's like a gold rush. No matter where you stick a thing, so you're going to get some benefit out of it. You're going to get some views out of it just because of that's the hot topic right now. But of course, things like that shift and change all the time. So who knows what's going to be the next hot thing? For a couple of years, you had paint correction as being your big hot topic, and everybody was all about it, and polishing and machines and all of that. Now you have people that are more focused around what kind of extractor should I get, what kind of steamer should I get, and how many drill brushes should I have in my lineup to be drill brushing these carpets, right?
Yeah.
So now interiors are kind of becoming a hot thing, and it's and not necessarily, it's just the cleaning of filth is what people like to see.
It's the spectacle
and
of it.
It's a total, I don't know.
But I mean, that's why it works on people who
don't.
They may not know anything about detailing, like the viewers. The detailers know what they're doing, generally speaking, but the viewers may not know anything about it. They just know that is disgusting and filthy, and when it's done, you go, wow, that was satisfying. It's done. It's clean now.
Yeah.
That looks great. I now realize that I could take something like that and turn it into that last result I saw. Wow, that's cool. And then they kind of become addicted to it. So,
and that's what kept me in detailing for so long, was the instant gratification.
Yeah. So the same thing with like window cleaning. You get the same thing. It's very similar.
Yeah.
But as far as people,
you feel good because you made a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of good ones out there now. But yeah, the market has expanded greatly on YouTube since we started.
Let's just say I literally actually Morgan's the person that found this guy's channel when he had, I'm not going to say who it is, but he had 4,000 subscribers, right?
But I like to take credit.
Does he have about 400,000 now?
Well, no. This is a guy, it's a different guy.
Okay.
But it's pretty much on the same thing.
Okay.
Basically,
there are a couple channels that blew up overnight.
He had 4,000 subscribers 2 months ago, and Morgan was like, "Oh, this guy's got some interesting stuff. He's kind of doing this disaster detail thing, right?" I think today he's at 250, almost 300,000.
Yeah, he's getting like a couple million views.
On every single video.
So,
and that's that consistency is just tapping into that. And once you know what the audience wants, you drive into that. And if that's what you want to do, if you're just looking to build the channel, then you just keep giving them the same thing, essentially.
Yeah. And all
YouTube
it is
rewards that.
What my favorite thing, this is my favorite thing. I like how it used to be from cleaning a dirty car, right, to then cleaning a filthy car, cleaning a disaster car, cleaning a bug-infested car, cleaning a car with rats in it, right? Then cleaning a car with a dead body. Like where is this going? Like it's only going to get crazy.
It's only so long before they start committing the crimes in order to
pulled this car out of a swamp to detail it. And I'm sitting here like, you're doing it for the views, like, and everybody knows it at this point.
I used to do repossessions. I detailed a lot of repossessions for credit unions. And actually, sad to know, the gentleman who got me that account just passed away last week. And he controlled all that. So he would work for the credit unions. He would go to the auction. He would have their cars. And then he would figure out what they needed to get top dollar for them. Now, a lot of these cars, people would drive out to the middle of the desert, bury it up to the axles in mud, and leave it with the windows down and let the repo men find it. They would then bring the car back, and it'd be a brand new $60,000 truck that had been out in the desert for 2 weeks, a month, and just buried and destroyed. Those were, they took a lot of time, but they weren't fun. I'd have cars where customers legitimately lived in them, slept in them, did everything in them until the repo man came and took their car. Those were gross.
Yeah,
I
bet.
Imagine.
I had people who just bought a brand new car, drove it for not even the first 2 months, and didn't make payments and got it repossessed. And the car was brand new and spotless.
And they're like, detail this. And you're like,
yeah, it's like, okay, I just run it through the car wash, basically, is all I need to do. It's that new and clean. So you get the whole gamut. I've had cars with puppies being born in it and having to clean up the afterbirth.
Ooh.
I've had customers that would call and go, "Hey, my friends were out partying. They threw up in my car."
Oh, why
That's
did you
probably
point
a
to
common
me?
one.
I had kids who got
recently.
sick. I've had kids who got sick and threw up in the third row. I've had parents who legitimately, I have friends.
Any babies born in the front seat?
No, but I've had, that's how I came in. I've had customers who I know them personally, and they are germaphobes. And they are, the moment you walk in their house, you are taking their shoes off, like their house is spotless, have the absolute filthiest garbage can vehicles.
Because they're not dirty, it's everyone else. So their own trash is fine.
Yeah, their own trash is fine. I mean, disgusting. So it's all walks of life, but it's got to get to a point where it can't get worse. Like, the videos are getting worse, and they cannot. Like, mice are bad. Rats are bad. Bodies are even worse. Like, you cannot, like I had a car infested with flies. Yeah. Legitimately infested with flies. What they did was they left a thing of bait in a car. It was a rental car. They left it under the seat. It was night crawlers. It ended up, there's a bunch of fly eggs in there. They all turned into flies.
So eventually it's going to get to the point, right, to where this works with everybody. It's going to be, they're going to start planting things in the cars, right, to where
then you're
gets
just reality
views,
TV.
Right? Then it's just reality TV at that point, right? Like, but
you know what? Some people want that, and I just want to put this out there. We're not bagging on this, ragging on this, saying it's a bad thing. If some people want that, that's fine. And hey, this doesn't take away from the fact that what they're doing is a ton of work. Like, it is a lot of work, and I don't want to discount that one bit. However, just when you see these things and you see these channels and other things growing up quickly, or like audiences going nuts, you're following the algorithm. YouTube will, satisfy that demand as it sees fit. However, if you're chasing that gold, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But
how long are we gonna rant about this?
Okay, sorry.
Can you tell
I feel like Anthony's a little triggered. Dane's even more triggered.
I just know the difference between detailers and people that are just chasing money on YouTube, because anybody could be a proclaimed online detailer after watching a couple of videos, and it's the same thing with being a YouTube certified ASC mechanic. Anyway,
since I know someone out there's wondering, I like Apex Detailing. Brian Spittler's cool. I like Forensic. I like Junkman. I like Pan. I like Wilson Auto Detailing. Like, there's good ones out there for sure. So when you look at the details, White Detail,
White Details has been
awesome.
He's been my favorite since pretty much day one.
No, he's great.
Okay, so anyways, all right, so here we go. TJ Powell says matte black powder coat. So I wouldn't recommend polishing matte black unless you're wanting to go for the shiny look. It's up to you. Tonezora says, also any plans for deep diving into specific Woes products and answer all the facts on them individually. We are here to answer questions, but we will have videos coming out on them. It's kind of funny because weeks ago when we kind of started, when we brought out the stuff, nobody had any questions, and now everybody's got questions. Not a bad thing. It's just we find it interesting.
We have to build the interest, though, in order to.
So we got Joseph Pemberton says, room of.
Wow, nice.
Hans Closen says,
thanks,
good,
Joseph.
Good to know. I need to empty. You have kids, like you actually have kids, and so
these are my S trophies.
I guess you could, Anyway,
appreciate that. Means a lot.
Hans Closen says, "Good to know where I need to empty Patrick's trunk before he leaves." Christopher Beard says, "I'm here. I made it. Thanks for stopping by." We got Aaron's says, Aaron's Random Life, not to be confused with Rocco's Modern Life, says, "Can anyone go to SEMA? I always want to go to a SEMA or LA car show." You can go to the SEMA's website and you can sign up to be a buyer, an exhibitor, or whatever you want to do.
Closed to the public, but if you're like media or you want to get in with a company, that kind of thing, like.
And if you also sign up as your own company.
Yeah, Aaron, if you've started your own little detailing company,
then that counts. You'd be like a buyer
with your little city and state. You should have a little business license. All you need is that business license.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Here we go. So Betax says, I'm really excited to try out the gauntlet. Can you talk about your experience with the towel? How does it compare to the twist and shout? Also, any chance the baiters crew can get some pricing ranges? So pricing is still to be determined because we have 4 different sizes. But our experience with the towel, it is I basically
it spans the gauntlet.
It's going to be a new favorite. You can feel it.
It is an evolution of the double twist wrist, twist and shout kind of those towels.
It's really good.
And it mixes the best of both worlds. Literally, you got color, you got the weaves, you have the diamond stitch pattern, you have the 70-30 buttersoft suede edge. You have everything that makes it a structurally rigid towel and a very durable towel, but you also have the things that make it safe, soft, and extremely, extremely absorbent. So we'll leave it at that. Dave says, hi guys from Australia, love watching your vids and love your Edgeless 350 towels. I've been waiting for a few weeks to clean my Holden Statesman, but with all the fires on the East Coast, it's raining ash. Over 1 million acres burnt and growing. Dang.
Jeez.
That's nuts, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Rectangle says, I had a long day off yesterday because it was raining here in California, rare, so I spent a couple of hours leaving reviews on the website.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. Those help. Those really help.
Hopefully are positive reviews.
You know what, though?
One-star
obviously you hope for positive, but I'm just happy people leave reviews at all.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
That is useful to other people. It's a thoughtful thing to do, as long as you're not doing it for attention.
All right, can we scroll down, Tim? Scroll up or scroll down.
Auto D-backs. Why bead maker need cure time? Because it's a paint sealant that has to polymerize and cross-link and harden with the clear coat. So that's why.
Well, and we should specify, because people get hung up on the cure time. Like, oh, it says 2 hours or 8 hours. It's not. Like,
depends on your area, and it depends on the temperature and humidity of the area in which you're working. So
Adam Thurman has a great question. Is Show and Go similar to Auto Finesse? And I'm assuming you're talking about the Auto Finesse hand polish. It would be in that same realm of product, correct?
Yeah. Sydney, perfect. That's what I was expecting for Quick Detailer. So next question is Crystal Sealant. Okay, over car wax. When I'm using the car wax as a clay lube, will it still bond to the surface? Sid, we don't have that answer for you.
City, that just messed up my brain.
Yeah.
I read that and like I'm very.
I can't read anymore.
I know exactly what she's talking about. What I would do is probably wipe the surface with paint coating surface prep or paint prep first, just to make sure you've removed any of the wax so that it doesn't interfere, because crystal sealant creates a very strong polymerized mesh over the surface.
Christopher Beard says, so I see a lot of people talking about using QD as drying aids. What if you do an ONR wash, then do an ONR at QD dilution as a drying aid? Is that a thing? Is it worth doing?
Yes.
Hope everyone has had a great Thanksgiving. My mom bought a 25-pound turkey to feed 5 people. It was great. Holy crap.
Wow.
I also started on my new tattoo, and my lovely girlfriend is my tattoo artist.
Hey, wow, somebody's
That's
getting
Hey,
discounts.
Christopher, send her over so you can do some work on Dane.
I actually always wanted tattoos.
I know, Dane does want a tattoo. I also want a tattoo, and Levi's
we
already
should all get
beat us.
Cracker Barrel logos tattooed on us.
I actually would get a Cracker Barrel logo.
I think
tattooed
you
on me.
would.
Oh,
I think you
man.
absolutely would.
I think Dane
It's
would
considering
too.
the significance of that place in your life.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people talking about the use of drying aids. Yes, so you could do that technically if you wanted just a slicker feeling surface when you're drying. You're more than welcome to. Most people like quick detail as a drying aid because it adds protection between washes. Bait Addict says, nice burp, Levi. LOL. Hans Closen says, I will taking a leather restoration training in January. Any of you guys used a airbrush? If so, any brand of gun you love?
No, I don't have one. Other than like some of the little ones that are out there, our airbrushes are pretty standard across the board in the sense like you get higher up, you're going to get some really nice stuff. But even your lowest level stuff, like we grew up with Testors stuff, that's actually pretty decent. And any of the smaller like Iwata stuff is really good too. So
I want one of those little spray things.
It's a learning technique because you push down to start the feed, and then you pull back, and the length in which you pull back is how much of the spray goes.
That takes some practice.
That's the biggest technique.
Have you
have to learn
seen
that
Toy
first.
Story 2 when he refinishes
Yes.
Andy's blush on his face? I
You
love
mean
that scene.
Woody's?
I love that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Woody's,
hold up.
sorry.
Andy wasn't a toy.
He painted over Andy's name on the bottom of Woody's shoe, but he airbrushed Woody's cheeks, and then he shined up his eyes. Yeah, I love that scene. Anyways, okay, so we got Solo Detail says, hello from Canada.
Ooh.
Have you guys tried the pad washer from Detail Guards?
We have not. We don't have one yet.
We haven't tried it. It looks interesting.
Do we have a lot of comments still?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we got a fire.
Wrong way.
Jeez.
There's
Calm
a
down.
few.
You get dizzy.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to kind of burn through some of these here and give some quick answers for you guys. Jack, yes, I'm feeling the same pain, Dave. I'm just north of Sydney. My car's caked in ash from the fires. Guess it'll stay that way. I am sorry, Jack. That sucks.
Sorry, guys.
Solo Details. Also, have you tried out the new Adams micro polisher at SEMA? No, we did not get a chance to. We saw it.
We have an
We're not
hybrid.
touched.
And
We have an
love
hybrid.
that.
We're okay.
Yeah.
Todd Snake. Hello from Dallas. Hello, Todd.
Hello to Dallas.
Alkaline Top Hat. Have you guys tested the degreasing capabilities of Clean Wheels? I recently bought a 96 Land Cruiser that has a lot of grease and oil buildup in the engine bay. I would recommend all-purpose cleaner or even just power clean straight.
Yeah.
Does a great job of degreasing engines.
Correct,
Far
yeah.
better. So I would just get some power clean to use that, or pick up some all-purpose cleaner. Try it out.
Different animals.
Lost, not forgotten. Thank you guys. You're welcome, man. Space Cowboy, detail a car for minimum wage? No thanks.
Yeah, you got to know what your time is worth. I mean,
And I don't know what your minimum wage is on that you're talking about, but if you're at $50 an hour, that is not minimum wage. That is a good living.
Minimum wage is $7.25.
Yeah, here in Idaho it is.
That's the federal.
Yeah.
In Idaho, it's $8.
Did it bump it up to $8 yet?
It's like
No.
$8. Isn't
No,
it?
it's still
not.
$7.25.
It's $7.25
It hasn't
My
changed.
opinion, it's still too low, but hey.
Yeah, so Eco Green Detail says, you guys are awesome. We got Pablo Ramirez says, I coated my car about 4 months ago. Will clay completely remove my coating? No, it won't. Father-in-law used undercoat spray right next to my car. Overspray, thanks to TRC. No, it should not remove your coating. Just be careful with it. Too Sweet Detailing says, can I give a warranty for a coating without being a certified installer of the coating being installed?
You're giving away a personal warranty.
Yeah,
is
the
what you're
warranty
doing. That
is
on
what you make it is 100% on you.
So if I was to coat it, like right now, I'm coating cars for friends and family, I am going to be the guarantor of that warranty. the company that of the product I'm using is not. So
if you make a promise to them,
if something happens to their car or they have issues, the goal is that they will come back to me and I will fix it free of charge. Now, we have a friend of the program on here that I did coat his car. And I said, hey, look, I did some inspiration on here. If there are any high spots, bring it back. I will fix it. I didn't charge him anything. 1 month later, he called me, said, hey, there's a couple high spots on the hood. He dropped it off. I polished them off. I recoated it, gave it back to him. So you need to be able to host that warranty yourself and not expect to be paid for it. So the beauty of a business of a certified installer and a certified or an actual factory warranty by the coating company is that the coating company would then reimburse you for the work
it's actually like
done.
Backed up by a bank.
So
True.
That's the difference. So you're on the hook to fix the problem if a problem arises, if you are not a certified installer.
Yeah,
true.
So,
as a independent contractor detailer, you can make whatever promises you want. You just have to be able to fulfill those.
and it's a promise.
Yourself.
So
True.
you will hurt yourself if
True.
you don't live up to
We
that.
got to keep it going. Okay, so here we go. So we got Ricky Colon says, hi again from Puerto Rico. Questions. Are you planning to offer WOWOs through UM here?
So UM has expressed interest. We have not discussed since SEMA. So
that will
Right.
can be to be determined. We got Arsalan Saeed says, hey guys, just got the creature towels. Wondering if they're good for bead maker as a drying towel. Haven't tried it yet since it's pouring in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes, Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage loves the creatures as a drying towel when it comes to using bead maker. And if you have a semi already dry vehicle, if you've blown it off first, or if you're going straight in with a towel, either way. We got Alkaline Top Hat, not to be confused with Alkaline Trio, says the gauge cluster of my Land Cruiser is very scratched up. Any recommendation on cleaning up the plastic, or is it not viable? Here's the deal. So this is possible, and the reason why I know this is possible is because I've tried this. If you don't try to put a polisher inside that, you will do way more damage, and especially because most of that housing is flat black on a lot of vehicles. So if you hit that with polish, it's gonna shine it up. So you don't want that. If you are able to take out the entire cluster, pull it out, and use like a nice light polish such as Hyper Polish with an orange pad, you should be able to clean it up pretty dang good. On that note, look how much it might just cost for a new lens cover on that. Because
it's probably a lot cheaper than your hourly rate.
Yeah, because you might be able to, like, basically on one of my cars, on my Evo, mine, you can tell somebody's taken a low quality towel enough times to it to where it is added enough micro marring to it, right? So I was thinking about taking the whole thing out, and then I looked on Mitsubishi's website and found out I can get a new one for $10. And I said, I'll just get it. If I have to take it out anyways, I'll just buy a new one for $10.
That's
solves
cheaper
all my
than
problem.
you'd think.
So, anyways, Rectangle says, "Where's G Davis?" That is a
good question.
We miss him. Arslan says, "P.S. I'm not on my lunch break. Got to go back and finish detailing a used car with a ton of pet hair."
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. Rectangle says, "What's your guys' recommendation for a wheel coating? I need to coat my Enkis." You can check out the Kamikaze wheel coating. It's the I can't remember what
any of the G-Technic stuff works
G-Technic
really
stuff
great.
works good. I think Gian has a decent wheel coating that's wheel specific. Honestly, dude, with inspiration, as strong as inspiration is, and
It's
is
a good
how good it is to heat resistance.
And because it's a small surface, you're not gonna have any issues.
You're not gonna have any
installing
issues.
it.
So inspiration might be a good way to go too. Brian G says tree junk removal question. I got a white truck that has a lot of green on it that I need to clean. How do you use the lacquer thinner to clean? Just wet re-rag and apply it?
So a lot of green on that. I don't know what you're talking about. If it's moss or
I think he's talking about
something
illegal
gross.
substances.
If you've got like moss, so at Pacific Northwest and some of those places,
It makes
moss
sense.
does kind of grow on cars because they're just so wet all the time, and they're under trees, and the trees drop organic material on them. So first things first, pressure wash, decontaminate with like power clean on the whole surface of the vehicle, and then if you can use a iron remover like Fair-X or something, or like fallout remover next week, utilize that first, then clay the surface. If you haven't clayed it yet, then that's where you need to be at first. Then if you've done all of that, then you can use lacquer thinner to remove tree sap. You may not remove this green sap that you're talking about, or green whatever. I don't know what it is. So if it's like pine tree sap, lacquer thinner is awesome for it. So, or get like Stoner's tar and sap remover. That's a great product.
That stuff works good.
So you can spray it on and wipe and spray and wipe. So, all right. Bait Addict, you mentioned Showstopper doesn't provide any slickness. I guess there aren't any products that alter the surface tension, but there aren't any products that alter the surface tension, but don't alter hydrophobic properties. So, yeah, well,
sounds like a double negative.
It's kind of a double negative there, bud.
You mentioned
I think what he's getting at is I guess
there are any products that alter the surface tension.
He wants his cake and to eat it too. He wants the showstopper look, but he wants the hydrophobic proproperties of like Quick Detailer or
alter the surface
Sealant
tension, but
or
don't
wax.
Alter. Yeah, you're. I get what you're saying. Yes, because you're. A lot of those hydrophobic properties are based on the surface tension. So, yes, so that slickness is going to temporarily change it, whether it's long term or short term. So for example, right, OptiClean as a drying aid, right? Fantastic, right? Because it does temporarily change the surface tension, but doesn't quite add enough protection to last more than a couple days because it's just meant to be a waterless wash. So OptiClean's a great drying aid because it's slick feeling and it still provides the same level of clean, meaning it's a true waterless wash. You spray and wipe it off. Now WOWO's waterless wash, right? Same concept, right? Can be used as a drying aid as well. Is going to clean, but WOWO's waterless wash would actually provide slightly more protection than that of OptiClean. That is more focused on cleaning ability. I guess if that makes sense. So, Too Sweet Detailing says, thank you guys.
Okay.
Bait Addict says, have you sent any WOWO stuff to Matt aside from the shampoo?
We sent him interior finisher.
An interior cleaner is what we sent
interior
him.
cleaner.
We didn't want to overcomplicate by sending like all the stuff because things get lost in the mix.
Yeah,
that way,
Matt gets sent enough
We know
stuff.
him well enough.
And
he needs to be able to focus.
But yeah, so he actually really did like the shampoo, which honestly, that was one thing where we know he has his gold standards out there, and we just wanted to see if he liked it, and he did. So, Ultimate Finish Auto Detailing says, "Sup guys, keep up the good work."
Dude?
Arcadia Washaw says, "Thanks for the great show. Enjoy your weekend." Thank you,
man.
Alkaline Top Hat says, "Also, I'm Alkaline Trio." Dang it,
multi-talent.
Makes
Look
a
at
lot of
that.
sense. Bait Addict says, "Sorry, I meant after the surface tension." But alter surface tension, but don't alter hydrophobics.
Yep, we figured that out.
Yeah, we figured that out. So bead maker slickness, but coating hydrophobics.
Rectangle says, see you next week, boys and girls. Peace. Brian G, it was parked under a tree for a long time. I had a hard time getting the stuff off on another truck I did, and I did use all-purpose cleaner and clay it, but it still had some spots. Didn't use an iron remover, though. I'm just trying to look at it from a decontamination standpoint. Do all the decontamination you can chemically and then mechanically, and then come back if there's anything left over, and that's when you use lacquer thinner. So that's where we're at. Tim, are we at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. That worked out really well. We still got 6 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes. So,
all right.
What do we got going on? Basically, get ready for Monday, folks.
That's gonna
WOWO's
be
is going to be
nuts.
dropping like it's hot.
You know what? I thought of it this morning, and the more I thought about it, yes, we're going to do it. On Monday, we will do another live stream where when WOWO stuff is live, we'll kind of pop up here, maybe Monday morning or something, and just as a reminder. Morning here, anyway. I don't know what it'll be where you are, but it'll be
idea,
morning
Dane.
for us, and we're just going to remind people that it's out there, and you can ask us questions. It won't be like this. It won't be 2 hours long. We'll probably do like half an hour. But it's just going to be a nice way to get out there and say hi on Monday morning, you know?
There you go. I like that. That sounds great. David M. Bait Addict, maybe your coatings maintenance product? I use CarPro Elixir, for example. Yeah, you could do that too. Brian G., thanks. I will try that. However, David, going back to your question, I think what Bait Addict's trying to do is wanting to use it as a quick detailer, and technically you don't want to use a maintenance product as a quick detailer because you're going to be loading up and it's just going to cause a mess. So if you've tried to use Elixir every week, it doesn't really work. No. So Eric Sanchez, Bait Addict, do you guys measure how much soap you use in a regular wash? I didn't realize a lot of soaps have 1 ounce per gallon. Yeah, that's a pretty standard dilution. Yeah. A lot of people need to a lot of people don't read that.
So for example, Detailer's shampoo, for example, actually kind of falls somewhere between half an ounce to an ounce per gallon, roughly diluting 200 to 1. I think that's right. Sorry, my brain is fried right now. But anyway, so correct. Little is actually a little bit. It's okay. It's because we like seeing the suds, right? So a lot of people think they just need to do a big old squirt, where really they could do a couple capfuls, take their hose, shoot it into their water bucket, mix it up, and get that sudsy and really foamy, and you'll have just as much lubrication. Bedic says, David M., even the maintenance products have to alter coating hydrophobic. Slight in my experience. I spoke to G-Tech Rep, and he mentioned CTV3 shouldn't be used over EXO unless you've noticed a loss of hydrophobics as it worsens the contact angle than EXO, as an example. So that would be true. Riley S. says, thanks for a great Q&A. Looking forward to WOWO's launch on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Riley. We appreciate it, too. And again, guys, you'll be able to purchase WOWO's products on Monday right here at the Rag Company. And if you're going to be on Amazon, you'll be able to purchase them as well. Now, they won't be Prime, but they will be fulfilled from the Rag Company right here. So we'll be able to get those shipped out to you.
If you got some Amazon gift cards, use them.
Yeah. So boom. You'll be able to buy them in those 2 ways as of Monday. So we are very excited. We're very thankful for all of you that listen and hang out with us and actually tune in every Thursday to be a part of this little live Q&A. It means a lot.
If you haven't already, please subscribe. I know a lot of you pop in from like Facebook groups and stuff like that, and you may not necessarily be on the channel all the time, but just subscribe and you'll get a notification when we go live here.
Yeah, so, and every Monday, listen to the podcast.
That's right, yeah, because we got 2 channels. We got this channel, and then we got the Rag Company podcast channel.
Yep.
So lots and lots of Rag Company to be found. So, guys, any last questions in the last minute and a half before we go? Let's see.
Everybody just says
thanks.
People
saying thanks.
All right.
All right.
Awesome, guys. Well, Anthony,
take it away.
Go for it.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is the Rag Company Q&A Thursday, not to be confused with the Monday's main show or a detox cast where we have a guest from the industry or adjacent.
Woo!
Industry.
Close enough.
What is it? What is it? Or what is it?
From the detailing industry or detailing adjacent industry.
Or detailing adjacent industry, where we feature them for some good information. So,
good stuff.
This has been a lot of fun, guys.
Favorite new drying aid. You got 40 seconds.
Favorite new drying aid, Quick Detailer by WOWO's.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. No, seriously, when you get a chance to try that Quick Detailer.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite new one.
It was kind of your baby too.
So let's just say that it's now one of those times where I look at my shelf and I'm like, am I feeling Bead Maker today or Quick Detailer today?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's nice that
it's
nice that I have options. It's really nice. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Thanks for sticking with us.